Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Got some mess to react to, okay? Y'all, I gotta catch up with these influencers. It's just been I wanted a relaxing weekend, which I really did have fun. Y'all had the wig on and everything. But I do gotta catch up with a lot of stuff. A lot of people been telling me stuff. My sister's telling me stuff that I need to watch. I was like, okay, I got hauls to do, y'all, packages over here. I gotta review for you guys. I wanna show you guys. So it's gonna be a lot of stuff. So let me tell you, I am gonna be watching, we're reacting to some mess about Michaela and Morphe. And I always go to the comments, okay? When I went down to the comments, I hear people talking about there's no way she said no to the deal, and more like they dropped her. So I'm wondering if she is, and other people talking about her fake accent. So I wonder if this is going to be about like her. I always try to think about what it's going to be about to see if I'm right. If this her calling them out, talking about like a product or something, maybe they did drop her. I don't know. We just gonna see. Let's get into this mess.
When news of the bankruptcy broke, a lot of people were shocked because only a few short years ago, Morphe was everything. Every influencer had a code, every beauty guru had a collab, their products were staples in a lot of people's collection, and it was all thanks to the business model they had. Influencers were the backbone of their company, and it's kind of ironic that the thing that made them also ruined them. I feel like Morphe was one of the first companies to realize the commercial power that influencers had, and they took a chance on, well, pretty much all of them. Since Morphe created such a good relationship with these influencers, and by relationship, I mean they were paying them good, influencers shilled Morphe more than any brand out there, and that's what made them into this billion-dollar brand that they once were. Unfortunately for them, that was also their downfall. When their main players started to get into drama and go through all these cancellations, it put them into a really bad position.
Real quick, that's what I was about to say, because I was wondering if she was going to say it. That's it. Make sure my light is good. Okay. That's exactly what it was. It's kind of like, you know, I always wondered why do people have to be in drama when it's like you can ignore it, especially when it's so much of it. It's like best to ignore it. But then they start drama with each other, with other influencers, and it just build onto it. Y'all know how powerful Twitter is. It's like, and now TikTok is really powerful. It's like, it's so much drama that went on into these like makeup artists and stuff. And I remember watching videos when they was talking about how the makeup, like the beauty industry has become so negative. And I was like, how is that possible? I was like, it's just makeup. But like, when you look deep into it, it's so many controversies. It's like lying. It's some illegal stuff going on. It's like hate, jealousy. There's so much into it. And it's just crazy when you see how bad it got. That Morphe was freaking huge. Like, I still love that car. I still love them. But like, I was like, who was that? That's the cat. But I was wondering, I'm like, how did it get this bad? But yeah, it's their fault. It's the influencers.
Customers were demanding
I remember that palette.
They drop the problematic influencers.
I had both those palettes.
But those problematic
I gave it to my sister.
influencers were the reason that they were so successful. It was a bad position to be in, and that was what started the down Morphe. But luckily for Morphe, this was around a time where a new platform was on the rise. TikTok was a whole new world, and just like they did years ago with YouTube creators, they got in quick with a new generation of TikTokers. They decided to branch off with a new brand called Morphe 2. They hired Charli D'Amelio and Dixie D'Amelio to be the face of the brand, which was supposed to be a more light, clean girl makeup for a younger generation. In theory, this could have been a great idea. This is when Charli and Dixie were both at the height of their careers, and I think Morphe had really high hopes for this new line and the new generation of influencers to be their next ticket to success. How's that working out for them? Well, I mean, I don't really hear much about it anymore, and it never really seemed to take off in the first place. I think they assumed that since Charli and Dixie were the top creators on TikTok, those kinds of numbers would automatically transfer over into sales for them, but what they failed to realize was Charli's audience during this time seemed to be more interested in slime. Obviously, this plan was...
Okay, yeah, that's where they messed up at too. Just because, and I was looking at some of the products, I was like, what is that? I don't know. I don't buy Morphe concealer and foundation. I don't trust nothing. I said I didn't trust buying the $50 foundation, but I ended up doing it and it was worth it. But like, I don't hear people talking about that brand ever, Morphe 2, and like she said, people stop talking about it. It's called quality. You gotta have a quality of makeup. They have good makeup, but the stuff I saw on there just didn't sit right with me. I don't know. It's just, you gotta take time making stuff. And I feel like just because they want to be their own, which they are, but like influencers really did build their brand up. But we still have to remember Morphe had really good palettes on their own. Like the palettes they had where they didn't collab, like with influencers, they focused a lot on like the minimum. They didn't do like bright colors really from what I saw. And when I used to always look on their website, their main palettes were like basically like more brown tones, and it'd be like some lighter tones somewhere. But they're not bad by themselves. That's what I'm saying. But obviously they weren't that good either, because it's like it wasn't that good.
Saving Morphe because they still ended up filing for bankruptcy last year, and they said they were going to be shifting their focus going forward. They no longer wanted to be known as the influencer brand they once were. They wanted to stand on their own and have their products speak for themselves without needing influencers to be successful. To me, that made sense. They kind of fell off because the influencers that made them were getting canceled, so I'm sure they wanted to avoid that happening.
Okay, I don't know if this is theirs, but I kind of want it now because I love lip gloss, and that lip gloss is cute. And that palette, I saw that palette in the store, but I don't think that was theirs.
Again.
What is this lip
I
gloss?
expected them to do a whole rebrand and come out with some really strong standalone products, but that's not what happened. Despite claiming that they wanted to move away from influencers, they ran right back to influencers, just a different kind of influencer.
TikTokers?
They decided to team up with one of the top beauty creators on TikTok, Meredith Duxbury, and they came out with an entire collection with her. Doesn't exactly seem like focusing on building their brand on their own now.
And that's true too. You know, that they don't know what they want. Okay, TikTok is quick, but at the same time, it's not gonna be here forever. We all know that stuff is following so hard, and it's like a lot more drama with TikTok for some reason. I don't know why, but like you have quicker videos. You could they have YouTube Shorts, but there is like less, I can't say there's less drama on TikTok, there's not. But it's quick videos and people watch it quicker. And you can build a bigger, like a fan base faster on TikTok. Did y'all see me?
Now does it. But nonetheless, a lot of fans were really happy for Meredith. She had her picture on a billboard in New York City, and she was really grateful for the collab. Clearly, Morphe didn't actually want to stray away from influencers. They just wanted to follow the money and tap into a new audience that made sense. The beauty community on TikTok was growing so fast, and they knew this was their next big break. Well, it turns out Meredith may not have been Morphe's first choice. Michaela actually revealed in a TikTok the other day that Morphe reached out to her years ago and offered her 6 figures to do a collab with them. She posted a video talking about products or brands that she forgot about or fell off, and included in that list was Morphe, and that's when she revealed everything.
This is a full face of makeup I completely forgot about. This isn't a product, it's an entire brand. Morphe? The downfall of Morphe is the craziest shit to me. I don't use Morphe products like ever. I'm gonna use this 35C Everyday Chic palette. I do still have like every single Morphe palette because it's nostalgic. I'm gonna put a little bit of eye base. You wanna hear some tea? In my first year doing this as a career, so 3-4 years ago, I was in talks with Morphe about doing Morphe x Michaela. And this was like a huge deal. Like, big 6-figure offer. Like I would be in Morphe stores across the world. My face on billboards in New York City was the biggest offer I had seen so far in my career at that point. Anyways, I said no, because I knew in my head and in my heart that was not the path for me. I had a gut feeling not to do it. It's crazy to think about because now no one gives a shit about Morphe. The amount of tea I have about my career, I could write.
Really? Okay. Well, personally, I believe she's lying because, you know, years ago, that's when Morphe was like, they said Morphe was influencer based. It was also the top of the top. So I'm pretty sure you would have accepted. You would accept it if they offered it because I would accept it. Like, let's be real. Girl, seriously, they was like at their peak like years ago. So we already know she lied about that because who would not? Especially if you're an influencer, they was like coming for you. But yeah, her accent is so thick, y'all. I can never get over that stuff. Is thick. Like, it's like more, it's thick. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. I was like, what did I forget to say? Okay. Okay, you know what? Is there a downfall of Morphe, y'all? Is there really? I know there are products. I don't go to the Morphe stores. I've never been to a Morphe store. I just go. I see it in Ulta. I see. Is it? I don't think they're in Sephora, but I see them in Ulta. That's all I see. I never been to a Morphe store, so maybe the stores are closed and I'm just not noticing. But I didn't think it was like really a downfall of Morphe because I still see the palettes.
I do kind of wonder how and if my life would be different if I did the Morphe collab. And that is not the only collab I've turned down, by the way. There's many.
Clearly, Morphe was trying to save their brand and break into the TikTok audience years ago. I know they did collab with a few TikTokers around 2021, but getting Michaela definitely would have been huge for them. Maybe Michaela and the other creators saw the reputation that some of the original creators were getting from being associated
That could
with
be true.
Morphe, and maybe that was enough to deter them from the brand. Now, Morphe
But also, I be thinking when people say like I said, I don't know if she turned down or not. I don't know. I feel like she's lying, but it's not my business. If we think about it that way, if she was looking at how them like YouTubers were, partnering with Morphe, the drama that came with it, there was no drama that came with it. These people brought the drama. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can have a good a good launch and not have drama. I'm pretty sure that's possible. But people want the drama. People like the star stuff to get more noticed, or like just what I mean, just the star stuff for no reason, for views.
commented on Michaela's video saying that no one gives a shit about them and exposing how much they wanted to give her for a collab, and they responded and said, starting the video, and then a smiley face. Watching the video, shocked face. Regardless, that palette holds up. You looked stunning. You guys know I'm not a Morphe fan, but I also feel like Michaela didn't have the best intentions behind revealing her turning down this collab and
also, I never knew they commented on stuff like that. Why did it feel like when stuff like that happens, I be thinking people be in the office mad or something, because it's like, who comments that? Well, it's not a bad comment, but it's like with the emojis, it's like a little petty. But I didn't think they would comment that, because I guess she was just like voicing what she thought or what she believes or what she said or what really happened. But the fact that they commented is kind of funny though. Why are they on TikTok?
saying how much money they offered her. Michaela has been accused of essentially selling out, taking sponsorships from brands or products that she doesn't even like,
don't we know
anything properly, and lying about results. I think this was her way of trying to make herself seem more trustworthy, showing that she turned down such a big offer from a big company that's worked with pretty much every influencer under the sun. Maybe I'm looking too deep into it, but her timing also feels a bit ironic. Now, I'm not saying I disagree with her. I also think Morphe had a huge falling off.
Okay, and I'm happy she's about to say that, because these are the palettes I feel like always the only palettes I see on their site. If they're not collabing with other people, it's like just these palettes. That's all I see.
They aren't talked about as much, other brands have surpassed them, that's all true. But one of her really good friends, Meredith, recently came out with a whole collection with Morphe. Meredith has been so excited over this collection too.
I'm getting that palette.
She posted herself in front of her billboard in New York City, and it's just kind of strange how Michaela had to bring up the fact that a New York City billboard was also offered to her as well. I'm not disagreeing with Michaela on their downfall. But if I was a beauty creator who had a beauty creator friend who just came out with a whole collection with said brand, I would probably hold off on doing a video saying no one gives a shit about them anymore.
Yeah.
It kind of just seems like poor timing, and if I was Meredith, I would be taking her statement and the timing of it to be a little bit shady. If Michaela had just reviewed Meredith's collection and didn't like something and was actually being honest, then that would be different. That would be constructive, but the timing of this just fell off to me. But Michaela isn't the only influencer who's had a change of heart about Morphe lately. Jaclyn Hill actually commented on Michaela's video and said, "The downfall of Morphe is literally the craziest thing ever. Don't even get me started. Breaks my heart." Which is interesting considering the fact that Morphe has run and owned her brand for the last 5 years. What I did find surprising was TikTok seems to have a completely different outlook on Morphe compared to the people who were around during the height of their brand. There were so many comments under Michaela's video telling her that they still love and use Morphe every day. But putting all of that aside,
they look like twins.
Morphe has been trying to shift their audience for years now. Although Morphe 2 didn't work out as I'm sure they hoped for it to work out, Getting involved with the actual beauty creators on TikTok seems to be where the money's at. I never thought for a second their plan of focusing on Morphe products and taking a break from influencers would ever work out, and I think Morphe knows that as well. Anyway, guys.
Yes, definitely, because it's like I said, TikTok is quicker and you can get more fans that way. Plus, it's like when you have positive people to look up to, it's easier to get fans too. And I feel like that's why they look that way. Morphe is not going down in my eyes. We know with some of the videos, when I think the clips that we saw in some of these videos was my Morphe. You see the stores going out, but I'm like, where is that at? Because not down here. But I'm also not by a Morphe store. I live in Arkansas, y'all. So I go to Ulta and I see Morphe all over it. I love Morphe, and I love their palettes. Okay, I buy the brown palettes when I need one. Actually, I don't. I got like 3 of them, and I think that'll last me for a while. But I do like their collab palettes. I want Meredith palette. I saw it at Ulta the other day. I think I'm gonna get it, y'all. It's like $30-some. I really want it because it's so pretty. I want to try those looks she did. But I wouldn't say it's going down. I think she should have said that in her video. You just nowadays, I feel like saying stuff like that, especially with like these big companies, you never know. Especially because they're still working with Meredith. I never know how to say her name. It's hard to say it. Meredith. It's like they're working with her, and it can go right back all the way to the top, and then they would never want to work with you again because they gonna clip that clip. It's like, come on, we gotta watch what we say, especially about with like the bigger businesses. But maybe she just don't like them no more. It don't matter. You know what? Maybe maybe it's true that they offered her 6 figures, and maybe it's true that she turned them down. We don't know. It's kind of weird though, because I swear years ago they were at the top. I feel like they always been at the top. No. Am I wrong, y'all? We know Anastasia Beverly Hills is up there. And they don't do a lot of influencers. They do, I don't think so. But Morphe is the main influencer base. But I personally don't think it's going down. But yeah, y'all heard my comments to the video. I don't think it's a little petty. I feel like every time we hear about Michaela, you know what? Maybe it is. Perfect timing, I guess you could say, or bad timing to say all this, because they're still partnering with people. So I don't think that saying that they're going down is probably smart, because it can just bite you in the butt. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We got more to react to. I'll see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. That was so freaking backwards. Oh my god, I gotta get back into this. Bye.